works.
Okay. Yeah. In a pool of Meteora, watch me swim, swap a bed, I just keep it going. I'm kinda like I'm reading orders. Depth pool, got a fight in it full of high hopes. Look at my flow, DLMM, keep it liquid, it's never not so. Hold up like, whoa, talking about slippage, bro, I don't even know that hoe. Easy in this pizza, they get fees, a little bacon, start the vault until the cheese is done. Fools are paying me like I don't even go to beaches, rather be here on the feet or something. Best believe it's decent, wavy when I see secret chillin' in the deep end. Every weekend, see me, you can depend on it, cause I mean it. Coming up, you can even find a way to flood it up. You done enough, 10% stimulate and run it up. Point system looking like a flying where they won't miss a solid contribution. Could've pointed out enough. I met up with Matt, had a really good chat. He's telling me bet up your army does laps. That orbit does hurt. This meteor's headed where no one's expecting and we watching it happen. Ay. In a pool of Meteora, watch me swim, swap a bed, I just keep it going. I'm kinda like I'm reading orders. Depth pool, got a fight in it full of high hopes. Look at my flow, DLMM, keep it liquid, it's never not so. Hold up like, whoa, talking about slippage, bro, I don't even know that hoe. Easy in this pizza, they get peas, a little bacon, start the ball until the cheese is done. Fools paying me like I don't even go to beaches, never be here on the street song.
GMAT, everyone.
GMAT. Sorry, some stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to the community call. Welcome to the first community call of April. How's everyone doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, same here.
New month, HMC, and you know what's coming up in every month.
Yeah.
Hey everybody. Thanks for hopping on to a community call again. I think today we just wanted to talk about two big items, which is like DLMM and accelerating the LP army, as we mentioned in our tweet. But yeah, let's just kick things off by going through the wins of the week. Yeah, or this week updates. So a quick update for us last week is that after the community call last week on Thursday, we actually shipped Token 2022 support on DLMM. I think a lot of the LP army has been asking about providing liquidity using DLMM for Token 2022 tokens, specifically like AI16Z, PYUSD, and many more. So it's finally live, which means you can create pools with Token 2022s and provide liquidity on them. And how's it going, Mario or HMC? Have you guys tried providing liquidity on any of these tokens?
I was actually the first person to set up a Token 2022 pool on Meteora because there was a coin that launched 3 hours prior to the feature launch. So I actually enjoyed using this feature. So it's great that we finally can use Meteora and DLMMs to farm some fees on these tokens because they're really good for LPing. So I'm really looking forward to new launches and capturing the volume on Meteora for them.
Yeah, I think we've started to see a shift towards new tokens using Token 2022. Like in the past, maybe a year ago, like none of the new launches were using Token 2022. So it's great to see that.
I think it's also a lot of gaming projects launching and they use Token 2022 because they have to. So it's great that we can support it. And I already had some DMs from people who want to launch their token on Meteora. So it's looking great. I think this was long overdue, and I think it will do great. Really, really great feature.
Nice. I think a quick shout out to Mario and everyone else who created a pool with Token 2022s and actually thought that there was a bug in providing liquidity below the active bin when you are not providing liquidity into one of the active bins. So thanks a lot, and we fixed that obviously, and now things are doing well. So moving on to the next update is that bounty submissions are live for the Kelser blacklist with Redacted Hackathon. So last week we announced that the hackathon is live, and now the bounties are live, so everyone can start submitting. And I think let me bring on Mia, the expert who's sitting right next to me, to talk more.
Hello everyone. I was actually beside Suji the whole time. But yeah, just a bit of context as the hackathon bounty as well. We were in the process of developing like a public and open blacklist so that anyone can help to add and build this blacklist and safeguard the future of Meteora from bad actors, and especially the focus for this bounty submission is the Kelsia Ventures wallet addresses. I know that that is a huge network and it's a huge bundle. So it's not, we do have some internal efforts to kind of develop the blacklist. But we're also, we're going to need the help of more people to help develop this blacklist in a more comprehensive way, and also, to maintain transparency with everyone. We also want to keep it open. That's why we have a public GitHub repository that we're developing for this. So yeah, shout out to Bubble Maps and Rockshack as well, because they're helping us as independent verifiers for this this public blacklist. So yeah, back to Soju. And back to me.
Sorry, I think I just wanted to bring on HMC for the next one actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, HMC, go ahead.
Hey, so thanks. Yep, it's time yet again for boot camp. Running it a little early this month so that we don't run into doing it on Easter and some other conflicts. So yeah, this weekend, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. UTC. All the links are in the media Discord, and we'll get it out there on X too. If you haven't graduated boot camp before, I'm going to ask you why. Why haven't you done it? So
so I'm a private at least, which is one rank above the rest of the team.
Oh dear.
So we're going to teach you how to use Meteora, take you from zero to hero. And hey, the live session is a great place to come and ask your questions. If you're confused on something, great place to ask those questions. But you know what? If you can't make it, hey, that's not a problem. They're recorded, and you can watch them at any time. You'll have 1 week. You'll have until 6 p.m. UTC on April 13th to complete and submit your forms. And you gotta pass both days in order to graduate. If you have boot camp trainee from a previous boot camp, you're just not LP Army private yet, no worries. You only need to do day 2. But if you don't have either, you need to pass both days. And I'll just, as a reminder to folks, what is the reward for graduating boot camp? It's just the education. We're not giving you an airdrop or anything like that. So, this is all about the education help. That's the reward. And of course, a little bit of alpha for you. We're going to have advanced boot camp number 2. We did number 1 many months ago. The recording's out on YouTube if you're interested. It was about pool creation, but this time it's going to be more about helping you find tokens in the wild. Like our alpha callers. So it's kind of like an alpha caller session. How do you find things to LP that aren't already pools or aren't already created? And also maybe some stuff about some degens who are like, here's some stuff that's already done. Here's my method. So it's going to only be about an hour. There's no graduation or anything like that. It's just come attend, find out the good information from the some really smart people. I've got Bahatman and Mythical Potato lined up as well as some others. Really looking forward to it. Come on out, come see it. 11 p.m. I'll get the links posted here very soon for the advanced boot camp. Hope to see you there.
Good stuff. I think I participated in the last boot camp, and I think I learned a lot. I learned a lot of how the users use the platform that I wasn't really aware of. And I think the one thing I really learned is if you are trying to pass boot camp, the LP Army Discord server is where you have to be. And listen to the amazing folks there who look out for opportunities and join them. And that's the easiest way to earn 5% and pass, as I have learned the hard way. But thanks a lot for doing this, HMC.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I think moving on to one of the major content pillars we have this week is readying the LP Army for launches. So if you were around last week, you know that Meteora's main goal now is to become the central. Hi, I'm Soju. Yeah, sorry. The Meteora's main goal is to become like the core infrastructure layer to power every launchpad, supported by retail liquidity, which is the LP army. And I think this is very important for us because Meteora is really the best place to provide liquidity on new tokens, thanks to the LP army, thanks to all of you guys who's constantly in search of good opportunities, and thanks to the technology that's available. But right now, we have to juice it up by providing even more opportunities, high quality opportunities to the LP army, and also turn new token launchers into a strong pillar for Meteora as a platform and for everyone. I think this is the key thing for us. And we launched on Meteora.ag last week. And this is this page is there's two ways of looking at the launch on Meteora.ag page, which is one is our dedication to helping launchpads on Solana win using Meteora's technology, which is the right curve way of looking at it. And the left curve way of looking at it is a launchpad for launchpads. So check it out. And I think what you guys will start to notice is that we're going to do a lot of talking every week to rally the LP army to drive this mission in and drive this mission forward. So the way that it will start to look like will be we will rally the LP army via bounties and start distributing bounties to the LP army to drive this mission forward. And these bounties will run sort of the same time while the team talks about a spotlighted feature. Today will be the DLMM and partners, and the partners will use the DLMM, and we'll repeat this next week with something exciting and cool that will be releasing, and we'll be repeating that one more time. So I'm quite excited for the next 3 weeks or so because we'll be releasing something cool every community call, and hopefully the entire community will rally behind it. But just to kick things off easy and slow, we're going to do the DLMM. Because this is the thing that everybody in the LP army loves and uses every day. So no better place to start than the DLMM. So let's talk about DLMM launch pools. So the one thing that some of you may or may not know about me is that I joined Jupiter in December 2023. And my first task was go and turn this thing into a launchpad and then launch our token on it. And that thing was the DLMM. It was in beta at that time. And we had to do a lot of upgrades to build the launchpad component of the DLMM. So I'm somewhat familiar with it since then. And what we've seen over the past 1.5 years since is many teams launching using the DLMM technology and achieving insane numbers. The DLMM tech stack can be easily understood as the number one way for big teams to launch, as it's really catered towards helping bigger teams launch and bootstrap liquidity in a very reliable and scalable fashion. But there's no reasons why small teams can't do it. But you can simply look here at the stats that we have for Jup and Cloud and Trump. Absolutely insane numbers. Like Jupiter's TVL on the launch pool in the first 24 hours was 167 million or so, roughly about almost 200 million. And this was a time where DLMM was only live for 3 months or 2 months on mainnet. So it was very crazy numbers to watch. And of course, everyone knows the Trump launch which happened on the same platform. In between, there were many smaller launches like Cloud, The Bridge, Uprod, Sharky, and many other teams. And a big shout out to all those teams who use DLMM to launch their tokens. So the DLMM, which is something that everybody loves to provide liquidity for tokens, can also be used to launch tokens. And how we do it is by adding some additional features to the DLMM. So something that's natively there for the DLMM is the ability to launch tokens single-sided with a starting price. So anyone who's launching a token today on DLMM can choose what do you feel is a reasonable starting price, and then only seeding one-sided liquidity. Trading begins, people buy, and then suddenly you have a double-sided liquidity position. The key here is to reset a starting price which is below what you think people will buy at. So that at launch, you actually have a double-sided position because people will bid up the price to what is a reasonable level. Then, the additional features we added to DLMM to make it better for launchpads was the ability to lock your liquidity position and the ability to activate your position on time. So this is what we use at Jup launch. And then we brought things even further with the Alpha Vault launch, the Alpha Vault edition, which many teams since then have used. And the amazing thing that ties it all together is the feature that everybody knows and loves, which is dynamic fees. why dynamic feeds amazing is that when is the most dynamic or most volatile, most hot period? It's at launch. And if the launch pool has dynamic feeds too, then the team that runs the launch can also enjoy the benefits of having dynamic feeds. And this has all worked in size and is super scalable, as we have seen for Juke, Cloud, and Trump. I think no better way to talk about it than to hear from people who is building with the technology themselves. So I think this is one thing that we want to do more of, but we would love to feature our partners who use the technology. And for today, we have a fun partner, which is Nikki Sepp from the JesterBot team. Nikki, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
GM.
GM. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. Yeah, so I first of all want to thank you for having me and for creating such a robust and professional product. You know, we deployed a Twitter launcher, right? So you can deploy a token on Twitter, similar to something like Clanker or Banker on Base. We've deployed something similar here on Solana. And we experimented with quite a few different approaches before we landed on Meteora, actually. You know, we've tried everything from bonding curves, similar to like the pump fund model, pre-sales. We tried using Radium. We've tried it all. And what we found is the best way to bootstrap liquidity for these sort of ephemeral launches, if you will, is single-sided liquidity. And really, Meteora is the only platform that provides a true one-sided bootstrap liquidity, and then provides additional composability around things like fees, as you just mentioned. Starting price is really helpful. So we've played around with the market caps, the initial launch prices and things like that to really dial in what works best for the people who are creating using our platform. And it's been a lot of fun to experiment, and it's so flexible, and your SDK is so like reliable. It's so well written. It's well documented in the code. So it's been easy for us to quickly ramp up and modify and build what we feel is a pretty scalable system.
Good stuff. I think I saw a tweet today morning where you posted about the dynamic fees. And I think this is the feature that everyone knows and loves. So do you mind sharing with us a bit more about what you're writing on this tweet?
Yeah, so you know, we feel that when it comes to a launch pad, the creators come first. So we actually enable creators to deploy a token, as I said, just through one tweet, and then we share 80% of what is earned through the DLMM pool, which we typically set at a 5% rate, the highest rate available, on the highest bin step, so that those creators, as you mentioned, can actually capture the most value right at the time that they launch the token. And they'll continue to capture value over time. We do a daily payout of all the rewards, all of the fees that are earned. But also by having the dynamic capabilities, we can enable sort of more flexibility as markets experience volatility or start to wane in volatility. And this has been great. The creators that have kind of come early to our platform and given it a shot and feed are enjoying the experience because they're getting, you know, some people have made several SOL already. Of course, we've had some of the AI bots as well start to rack up some pretty impressive numbers. But even creators who aren't maybe not the most popular on Twitter, but have, you know, a couple thousand followers, they have a small community, whatever, they're still earning a few $100s up to $1,000, you know, which is to monetize a tweet, to monetize a community, a pretty big deal, especially on Twitter, where it is really difficult to monetize your content. So yeah, I mean, the dynamic fee structure and the ability to just provide a lot of the earnings to the creators just isn't possible anywhere else. I think Meteor is really the best solution for that, and I'm glad that we were able to make this happen with you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate all the support. I think one thing for us is that we are dedicated to building tools for teams like yourself or creator teams to really like do things the way they want to do things or explore the way they want to do. So we're always just a message away with any additional ideas to like ship something or to implement something. And we also hope that our future features will be very exciting for you. We have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline over the next 2 weeks also.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have been extremely helpful. Any questions that we have, you've been right there and you're very quick to answer. So that's a big plus side as well. I think also you know Meteora has a widespread mind share across the Solana community, which is also really important to us. It's just, you know, it's a perfect relationship, truly. So we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you too. Thanks for your time, Nikki. Is there any like final thoughts you have or anything you want to say?
Just come and try launching a token with JesterBot. All you have to do is tag JesterBot on Twitter, on X, and your token will deploy, and you can start trading it right there in feed. Also by just tagging him and saying swap. It's pretty fun, and it's kind of first of its kind on Solana, I believe. So we're trying to bring some of that builder mentality from the EVM over to Solana, and hopefully we see some really interesting launches over the next few weeks. We have lots of fun features planned, so stay tuned and follow the accounts, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Nice. Thanks for your time, Nikki. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so we have one more partner who is trying to join the call right now. So that let's see whether he makes it. But you said he's not here yet. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's making it. But anyways, just a quick shout out. Oh, he just appeared. That's nice. Tachi, I'm bringing you on right now. That's there already.
Hey, nice to see everyone. How are you doing?
Nice to see you, man. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tachi. I'm one of the co-founders of ARC, and we're also the creators of the ARC Forge, which also leverages the Meteora DLMM for token launches, and it's really exciting to be here.
The photo right here, as you can tell us what you're doing over here. Perfect.
Yeah, so the photo right there is our custom implementation of the Meteora platform. In there, we call this the ARC Forge, which is our way of allowing projects to deploy their own tokens through the ARC ecosystem and deploy that directly into liquidity pools that we help design. It was basically to optimize the curve right out of launch at the TGE. And the reason we're doing this is because we observe that most token launch platforms today are not efficient when it comes to liquidity structure. And a lot of projects, they launch and essentially they go to die because there's not enough sufficient liquidity to keep the market going for a sustainable period of time. And so with the Forge, we're leveraging Meteora's ecosystem to design the curve, the liquidity curve, so that tokens are launched directly into these buckets, and we're able to help them manage it for a prolonged period of time. The image that you're looking at right there is Ask Jimmy, which launched within the ecosystem. As you can see, you have the general bonding curve during the TGE, and then right after, the liquidity was able to be maintained for a really long period of time. I think it was about 4 to 5 million for about a month or two in a liquidity pool, which is only possible through the Meteora DLMM platform as well. So really, really enjoyed working with you guys at Meteora to help us design this custom implementation and provide better distribution of liquidity for projects that are launching through the ARC ecosystem.
Good stuff. And thanks for telling us about all this. I think you guys actually, the fun fact, the art team actually integrated DLMM before I transferred over from Jupiter, and one of my colleagues was telling me that oh yeah, there's a launchpad who just do it all on the website. I was like, oh, it's amazing to watch this implementation live,
Yes.
and really good stuff. We actually have partners sending us a photo of this exact liquidity distribution chart. It's like, hi, Meteora team, can you tell us how do we render this on our UI tool? Thanks for inspiring another generation of DLMM users.
Yeah, it's really interesting because we wanted to take the focus from the token price itself, because one of the key functions that we're trying to achieve with the ARC ecosystem is providing a good economic model and incentives for these projects to keep building over a prolonged period of time. And so what that means is the attention should be shifted from what the price of a token is today or tomorrow or yesterday to what is the liquidity depth and structure over time. Because it's through that the trading of tokens between ARC and these tokens generate the fees that are then distributed to these projects. That's what they earn. That's revenue. That's real cash that they can use to keep building your project over a long period of time. And so that's what we're trying to do with Forge, is any project that's launching a token, it'll get bonded with the ARC token itself. That's another thing that we had a custom implementation of. Is all tokens launching through the ARC Forge are automatically bonded and routed through the ARC pair. So Ask Jimmy /ARC, Soulgraph /ARC, and so on and so forth. And the trading fees that are earned is then distributed to these projects so they can have the money they need to keep the lights on. That shift to sustainable, liquidity distribution is what we're optimizing for.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing point to bring up to everybody here, is that like we talked about trading fees, like, and how do we distribute them, like state to earn, like DLMM, like dynamic fees. We talked about it as like optimizations, but it's actually for these teams is what they will do to constantly reinvest in the project. If a token constantly has activity and trading fees, the team can constantly keep shipping, keep funding new ideas and stuff, which brings the power of like long-term financing or like ability to execute over a long period of time back to tokens that launch and rely completely on community activity. And it's one of the areas that actually Meteora is trying to innovate a lot on. And a big shout out to all the teams who are innovating with us. I think this will be a common thing to see like next week or following weeks, where we talk about ways to sort of build on this even more. Yeah. That's a teaser.
Yeah. Well, I definitely commend you on the tech stack that you've built so far. It's configurable and it's very flexible to kind of think of new design spaces that can emerge from the Meteora based platform. And that's something that we're really excited to keep working with you guys on, is continuing to innovate on providing the best liquidity structure and markets for these projects so everyone can thrive.
Good stuff. Thanks a lot for hopping on and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Bye, guys.
Bye. Yeah. So I think in the past like 15 minutes or so, we've talked a lot about DLMM. And one thing to really tie things together is the bounty. So there's a lot of content and a lot of things to know about DLMM. And we want to encourage people to talk about it or tweet about it as much as you guys want or can over the next 7 days or so. So we'll hopefully do this every week. But so everybody, we're gonna distribute $500 in USDC to people who make tweets about DLMM across 10 folds, because we want like many tweets about DLMM, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to write super long form, you don't have to write 1,000 essays about how DLMM is the best thing ever. But just write simple tweets or talk about one feature you love. Maybe it's dynamic fees, maybe it's the single-sided liquidity, or even record short form videos for the DLMM and post a tweet. This is a short bounty. It'll be about 7 days or so, because we want to trade off another bounty at the next community call. So make a tweet, post it on Superteam. Submit your submission at Superteam, earn.superteam.fun. And the best part is we'll be keeping an eye out for content on Twitter. And if we like it, we'll quote tweet it either from my personal account, Mia's account, Zen's account, Meteora account, and sort of help boost like the flow of these tweets around CT. So I don't know whether it's the first time we are doing this, but I hope to do a lot more of this going forward. But looking forward to seeing what everyone tweets about. Okay, I think it's been a pretty fun section about the DLMM. So moving on to the next session, where Mel will come on and talk about accelerating the LP army.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just do a quick transition into the camera here, and hopefully Soju can transition out very smoothly. That was a fairly smooth transition, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Nice slide.
Yeah, he just slid himself out there. But yeah, hello everyone. I'm Mir, and I'm the LP Army advocate for Meteora. So trying to do my best and help accelerate the growth of the LP Army. And that's my introduction slide. Okay, so right now I just want to give a bit more context on our efforts over the past few months, and as you can see, the efforts that we are kind of pushing hard on for for the month of April or for this quarter, right, is a very strong push on the product side of things, as well as on the LP Army side of things. So we're gonna try and like multi-thread it, and on both fronts, we're gonna push hard on the growth of the community as well as the product that everyone knows and loves. So just to give a bit of context on our efforts over the past few months, we have, as I think everyone pretty much knows and loves the LP Army boot camps, and just to highlight a bit of the achievements or the milestones that we've came through along the way. Heavy, I just want to say like a big congratulations. Back in February, there was also this LP Army boot camp. What do you call it? Like a continuation of, or an expansion of the LP Army bootcamp, where there were 4 bootcamps in 1 month. So incredible job. There were 4 bootcamps across like 4 different languages: the English bootcamp, the Turkish bootcamp, a Portuguese one, as well as a French one. So that with that, it shows that the bootcamp is a key part of the growth of the LP Army, and we hope to see more expansions, a deeper expansion of that as we continue our efforts. So next up, we also have the regional expansions. I do want to highlight some of the efforts of our Turkish community, the folks from Meteora, like Phobos or Kelebek, and the rest of the team. They've been doing an incredible job. The first time we met them was back in Istanbul, where they were so welcoming of us, as well as the Jupiter team going into entering the homeland and exploring Istanbul, and they were so helpful, and they were actually expressing a lot of interest in expanding efforts locally as well. And as you can see in this image in one of their latest tweets back in early February, what they've done was they actually managed to organize a physical in-person DLMM bootcamp in a local university in Turkey, which was amazing. And the we do want to push for more of these initiatives, whether it be small-scale initiatives or like full-fledged initiatives, in order to accelerate the growth of the LP Army. And also, I do want to give a quick shout out to the LP Army community server, who is that is led by our very own Mario. So incredible job. The LP Army community channels, like the X account, as well as the Discord server, has been running for just about a month, and Mario has been doing a great job about this, and I think he'll be sharing a bit more about this in a bit. So we'll keep it for later. So these are the efforts that we've done over the past few months, right? And what I want to focus on for Q2 is to continue the acceleration of this growth, through like two key efforts in order to make this happen. So the diagram that you see on the left here, this is pretty much an embodiment of a concept that was created quite a long time back in like the world of startups and ideation. It's called open innovation, which is basically just the cultivation of ideas. On the left side, you can see ideation, where people just come up with all sorts of ideas. They identify certain gaps in a certain community or a certain market. So they then move on to the middle part, which is the validation of ideas. And this is where we want to focus on the proposals and the refinements of your proposals. That's why we're pushing very hard on the proposals.meteora.ag website, where you can share your ideas and then gather feedback from the community, and then from there you can refine your proposals and then work closely with the team to achieve the last part on the right, which is the realization of the initiative. So what we're going to do more of in Q2 is we're going to introduce a few ideathons, which are basically they're kind of like hackathons, but just for ideas. for identifying gaps within the community, identifying potential ways or avenues where we can accelerate the growth of the community. And then from there, once the ideathons have concluded, and then we can move on to the next stage, which is actually executing on these ideas. So this is also it's an idea that was kind of inspired by the folks at Super Team Singapore. So shout out to Kimi, shout out to Nick Tong for organizing the first ideathon for Super Team Singapore. So yeah, that's that for the ideathons. And we also want more proposals. So this is kind of like the channel where we have more of these ideas coming into play, right? If you have any, you think there's an opportunity that an opportunity for the LP Army to grow, you think there's a certain gap within the community, and you think that you want to give it a shot, write a proposal, send us your idea. Maybe you can drop me a DM, you can drop any of the leads a DM, just to see if you can refine your ideas internally, and then push it out as a proposal, get the feedback from the community, and then we can work to execute on the initiative. So with that, I do want to bring up and highlight two key proposals that have been posted on proposals.meteora.ag. And the first person that I want to bring up on stage as well is Richard King. I think many of you guys know him as well. He's part of the Ultra LP team, and he's also been in a few live streams on the Meteora side as well. So yeah, Richard, how are you?
Doing good. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Awesome. Can I share my screen real quick?
Absolutely.
Hey guys, my name is Rich King, and I'm one of the co-founders of RPS AI and also an LP Army member. I did the bootcamp and joined the LP Army last year and have been LPing for a few months now. Some background about me: I'm one of the team members behind Ultra LP. It's a real-time DLMM analytics platform. We also work with market makers to provide AI data. We're excited to hear that people who've tried the platform telling us that they managed to lock in more profits and avoid losses. So the data supports this as well, and we're looking forward to build out new features for the LP Army. So we're working on with the Super Team Canada to host an IRL DLMM workshop in Vancouver, taking some cues from the Meteora in Turkey. The proposal was up last week, and this week we already have a space and a Luma up with 20 people registered and more people coming in. Super Team Canada is a newer community, champion Solana adoption in Canada, in Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. I actually went to school in Canada. So when I was visiting my parents, I wanted to give back to the community and host a workshop to teach others what I learned online. The primary reason I think we want to do an IRL workshop is there's a lot of potential LPers out there that don't live on Twitter. And it's not only an opportunity to bring in fresh people, but also learn what difficulties and misunderstandings that people new to crypto have about LPing. And I think this can bring in new net inflows into Meteora beyond just the current ecosystem. This aspect of hosting events is actually a specialty of mine. I've had events in Berlin, San Francisco, Bangkok. And so this is an event, and it's happening on April 11th in downtown Vancouver. We're also hosting an LP competition. Thanks to Mir for working with me on this event. And if it's successful, we hope to plan more of these at bigger sizes. So thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Incredible stuff, Richard. And, I think that one of the reasons why the team was so very easily confident in letting Richard and the Super Team Canada team go ahead and execute this initiative is because, we've seen Richard already build up a sturdy proof of work with, his incredible stuff at Ultra LP, helping new LPs. And now that we know that they have a very strong understanding of the DLMM and people's needs, the LP's needs, and as well as, they have a good grasp of being able to teach people new concepts within the of the DLMM. So, when Richard came up with the proposal, I was like, absolutely, please go ahead and do it. So yeah, we're looking forward to, seeing your updates. Looking forward to see more videos and tweets, content coming out of these in-person IRL DLMM bootcamps, and I wish you all the best.
Thanks for the support and trust.
Absolutely, man. All right, let me just bring back my screen. All right. So with that, I also want to give a spotlight to another one of the proposals that was recently published on proposals.meteora.ag, and that is published by none other than Mario himself, our LP Army lead. So Mario, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I really love getting the feedback that I've got from the community about the proposal, and I hope it keeps coming. So far, it's really a good indicator for me that the work I've been putting in is actually, someone is taking the fruits of it, and people are enjoying the LP Army Discord. So that's really, really great to see. And I hope this proposal goes forward and we can grow this even further.
Absolutely. I think one of the key things to also note is that Mario this is not his first rodeo, right? This is not his first proposal. He hasn't just come into the proposals site and just propose something new. This has been something that he's worked on for a fairly long time. He has been part of the LP Army since the early days of 2024, and he's grown a lot, and he's understood certain gaps that the LP Army would need to accelerate the growth even further. So we do appreciate the feedback that was sent during the proposals.meteora.ag, all the comments that were provided for Mario's proposal, and we do want to work closely with Mario to make sure that this gets executed as well as possible, and we're looking forward to see the results at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I just want to point out that even though we got some feedback on the proposals, I still think that the users that are participating in discussions are still very big minorities. So if you guys have some thoughts that you want to voice out, please do so. Go to proposals.meteora.ag, read through proposals. Maybe you guys will get an idea of something that you want to do. So feel free to write your proposal. We need more eyes on these proposals, more people participating, giving their feedback, because that's the only way that we can succeed with this.
Exactly. So with that, I also just want to give another reminder to everyone on the proposals.meteora.ag page. Please share your ideas, and if you need any feedback on the initial proposals, you can always drop me a DM. You can drop any of the leads a DM as well, and then proceed to post the proposal, gather feedback from the community, continue to refine the proposal, and then we'll start to execute it and help us grow the LP Army. And then the next section is the section where we say thank you for coming. And so we'll continue, like over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to continue the efforts on these two fronts, on the product side, as well as on the LP Army side. So all of the updates, all of the progress that we have, we will make sure that everyone is kept updated as much as possible. And any words from Mario or HMC?
No, I think this was great. Looking forward to seeing more proposals, and I'll have my own soon. But I dig it, man. Another great community call, informative.
Yeah, I have to agree. Nothing else to add. I think it was great.
Yep, and looking forward to HMC's proposal very soon as well. Great stuff. And with that, thank you guys so much for coming, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. See you.
See you.
It's time to log in. LP Army will teach you the way to be LP warrior starting to stay. day. We live for the beats we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul, and now we sing our song. We live for the beats we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul, and now we sing our song. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic beats, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Spot could be asked, use them all. Winning's the task, we heed the call. Who can join our ranks so tight? Listen to the Goose Gang and gain your might. We will print and we will earn. Points to gain as tokens burn. Join the ranks of the brave and bold. Story of the LP Army told. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic beats, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might. Make your position and join the pool. Post your wings with Alex's tool. LP Army, we fight to win. Your journey is about to begin. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic beats, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rock and join the fight. We gain together